So if you've been watching me for a minute, you probably know I'm a Lakers fan. And the Lakers are title contenders as of right now just because of the amount of star player they have on their team. And they have probably the second greatest player of all time who is still in his prime somehow at the age of 36. I think they're title contenders, my unbiased opinion, believe it or not. But I think there's one major factor, one major aspect of the game that will definitely hold the Lakers back from actually being real contenders if they don't correct it, and that is defense. Honestly, it's plagued them all year. Coming into the season, I thought it would be a bit of a strength for them due to their personnel, but they are struggling with some injuries, so they don't have guys like Taylor Horton-Tucker and Trevor Ariza who are great on the defensive end. But even with that said, I didn't expect their defense to be this bad without those guys early on. Now the Lakers played the Houston Rockets twice in a back-to-back, both games at Staples Center. The first game, the Lakers played great on defense, combined with the Rockets being horrible on offense. But in the second game, things were a bit different, and that's where we're going to take this film breakdown. So I'm going to be nitpicking a little bit for this first possession on Westbrook. Okay, so Christian Wood gets into the soft spot of the defense, foul line extended, right? This is just simple basketball intangibles that you learn in playing high school basketball. When you're one pass away, you don't want to be completely sagging off of the off-ball guy. Even though Christian Wood is at the free throw line and KPJ is at the wing, Jae'Sean Tate in the corner is still one pass away because it's not like Christian Wood is at the top of the arc, he's at the free throw line. So this pass to Jae'Sean Tate in the corner is one pass away. But look where Russell Westbrook is. Look where Russell Westbrook is. Now I know Jae'Sean Tate is shooting 26% from the three-point line. Very inconsistent from out there. But still, he's an NBA player and he's one pass away. And Russell Westbrook is still giving up that space. And look how slow he is to react, and Jae'Sean Tate just gets an easy catch and shoot. Now, that's me nitpicking a little bit because Jae'Sean Tate's shooting 25% from three, but he's still an NBA player and he was one pass away, so that's kind of inexcusable from Brody there. Alright, so this is really just about effort here. So Bron harasses KPJ enough to make him pass it out and he forces him out of bounds too. Jalen Green catches the ball. He's going to get some dribble penetration on Bazemore. He's going to get around him, right? LeBron can be the help man. He 100% can be the help man because KPJ is out of bounds. He's out of the play. And Kent got beat. So he can just funnel him to LeBron, and Kent can just flare out to the corner to cover KPJ. But what does Bron do? Nothing. He stays at the right block and watches Jalen Green drive right past him. That's just no effort, really. That's just very little effort from Bron. That's an old man moment. And that's what the mainstream media has been harping on the Lakers about, them being old and how that's going to kind of sabotage them on the defensive end for plays like that. Okay, so this might be another old man moment. Just confusion off of the Rockets pulling the ball out the net. The Lakers got a bucket here, right? And they can't match up. DeAndre is the lone big on the court for the Lakers. Christian Wood is the lone big on the court for the Lakers, so he should be matched up with Christian Wood. LeBron's the 4, so he should be guarding KJ Martin, right? And DJ recognizes this. He rotates to the middle to pick up Christian Wood. But for some reason, Bron goes out there. Why is Bron going out there? Maybe actually DJ was supposed to guard KJ Martin because Wood is a bit more threatening on the perimeter. But they just end up leaving KJ Martin, so once Tate swings this to KJ Martin's one pass away. And DJ's too slow to really get out there. He's a big, so he doesn't want to be defending on the perimeter, so he hesitates a bit, and they get a wide open 3. KJ Martin's known as a slasher, but he's been improving his three-point shot over the past couple of years, so you can't just give him a wide open catch and shoot practice 3-pointer. So this is something I want to pay attention to mainly because of the Lakers personnel, right? So when at full health, Dwight Howard didn't play this game because he was injured. At full health, the Lakers have 2 centers that get a meaningful amount of playing time in DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard, right? They're traditional bigs. They're rim protecting bigs. They don't really want to be out on the perimeter. They don't provide that much versatility in terms of switching. Though Dwight has gotten better at that over the past couple of years, you still don't really want him at the perimeter at all. Christian Wood is not a traditional big. He's somebody that can stretch the floor, can post up a little bit, but the main value he brings is being able to space the floor and handle the ball on the perimeter and burn traditional bigs on the perimeter by putting the ball on the floor. And that's exactly what he does to DJ. He froze him with the pump fake, burned DJ, and he's going to end up fouling him from behind because of this dribble penetration that Christian Wood was able to create. Now, the Rockets aren't going to be in the playoffs, so the Lakers don't have to worry about facing Christian Wood in the playoffs. But there are some mobile bigs out there in the West that will be in the playoff picture. The Mavs have Kristaps Porzingis. Despite how you might feel about him, he is still a very mobile big that operates almost exclusively on the perimeter. There's Jokic, of course, in Denver. Draymond Green, who plays some small ball center. Like, there's a lot of contending teams and playoff teams out west that the Lakers are going to have to adapt to in terms of defending those mobile centers. Now, I know Frank Vogel was able to defend Jokic in the playoffs 2 years ago by downsizing his lineup and rotation, so I'm not too worried about it too much, but I just wanted to draw a little bit of attention to that. So honestly, here we have a little bit of confusion. Austin Reeves gets hit by a screen, and LeBron hedges. So DJ resets it, right? And then it's going to be another screen, and Augustine rejects it, gets by Reeves completely. DJ is hedging to stop Augustine's drive, leaving the roller Sengun to run down the middle of the paint. So here it's either Westbrook or Bron, okay? It's either Westbrook or Bron. Based off of the fact that Westbrook has 2 feet in the paint, I'm assuming he thinks it's his task to stop the roller. Sengun gathers, stops. Westbrook stops Sengun. So now it's on either Bron to just help and give up a catch and shoot 3 to Nwaba in the corner, or DJ to get his ass back in the paint like the rim protecting center that he's supposed to be. And neither happens. He just watches. LeBron does a lazy ass dig down attempt on an athletic KJ Martin, and neither of them contest. That was honestly just an old man moment. So this is going to be another play that really just highlights confusion that the Lakers have been having on the defensive end. Augustine's been operating in this pick and roll the entire second quarter. He beats Kent Bazemore with it. LeBron is hedging hard. They're damn near going to trap this, right? No, it's just a hard hedge. Okay. He hedges enough for Augustine to reset and everybody can match up again. Another screen. Augustine rejects the screen again, and he beats Bazemore with it. He beats him. He gets here. He gets to this spot. Okay. He gets to this spot. LeBron helps and forces Augustine to pass it. Either he's got to make a tough pass to a cutting Nwaba, or he can do the wraparound pass to KJ Martin. And I just want you guys to pay attention to DeAndre. He's been guarding Sengun on the perimeter the entire time, and he's looking at the action. He's not looking at Sengun. So he basically has no defensive impact on the floor right now. He's not going to rotate to KJ Martin, who's wide open. And we'll see that KJ Martin's going to get this pass, and he's going to knock down the shot. But also, let's just look at DeAndre Jordan the entire possession. Also, if KJ Martin misses this shot, Sengun is going to be unboxed down low, and he can probably get this offensive rebound. Because DeAndre Jordan just had no awareness. His defensive impact was 0. He was going to give up an offensive rebound, and he wasn't going to rotate to KJ Martin. Here, he was basically defending nobody after this action. He's basically defending nobody, and the Lakers were playing 4-on-5 right here. He's defending no one. Okay, so I love Melo, right? I love Melo. OG NBA player, part of Kobe's era, so I'm always gonna love Melo. And he's been providing a great impact for the Lakers off the bench. But we know he's always had defensive concerns, especially in the pick and roll. And Melo has had to guard more pick and roll action as the big because he's pretty much completely transitioned to defending fours, right? Power forwards that are going to be in the screen and roll action. So here he's on Sengun, right? He's on Sengun, and I got a fucking buffer. So he's on Sengun. Sengun's going to come up and set a screen. Or he's actually not. He's going to slip this, right? Yeah, he slips it. He fakes setting the screen. He slips it. And that just fucks up Melo entirely, right? So, and then Sengun slipping the screen also, I guess, confuses Austin Reeves a little bit. And Jalen's able to burn him. Melo's supposed to be in the paint as the primary help defender right now, but because he got cooked on that slip by Sengun, Jalen Green not only beats Austin Reeves, but he also beats Melo. And he's going to get a wide open lay. Okay, so this possession, also going to highlight the Lakers' lack of hustle and just effort on the defensive end. They get the stop here. KPJ takes a tough step back. And the Lakers like to push it, right? They like to push it. Frank Vogel's trying to get this team to really push it in the fast break because even though they're older, they got a lot of athletes that can score inside. AD, Braun, and Westbrook, obviously. So they like to push it in the fast break. They get numbers here because Melo beats Wood. And they got AD rolling to the rim who's going to have a wide open layup, but he's going to smoke it. Right? He's going to smoke it. And then look at the aftermath. Actually, hang on. Westbrook gets the rebound and he throws it away. Right? So now we got Russell Westbrook who's going to throw a temper tantrum at itself. Not going to get back into play. Melo, he's got old legs, so he can't really get off and run to get back in transition. AD isn't really going to do it. And then Avery Bradley is supposed to be the first man back, actually, and he's just standing in the corner. And all the Rockets are gone. All of them. Westbrook is still back here just doing his own damn thing, and the Rockets are going to get a wide open layup, right? So my question is, if the Lakers really want to get out in transition and they want to push the break and get easy twos as much as possible, how come they can't show that same effort in terms of getting back on defense? Now this is going to be a play to highlight Westbrook's off-ball defense, which has been some of the worst off-ball defense I've seen in my life. Rebounding on the defensive end is a part of defense. And you would think that Russell Westbrook would have that on lock with him being a triple-double guy as a point guard, right? But he can lose focus, especially off-ball. And it's not just boxing out, it's off-ball cuts as well. Look at him in a corner, and then he's guarding Tate. He's going to completely lose sight of Tate as Jalen takes this catch and shoot three. And he's not going to box him out. He just walks. He doesn't even realize Tate is in front of him right now, which is crazy. And then Tate's going to get this rebound and put it back up. Now, Westbrook does acknowledge it, as you see there, but still. Westbrook's off-ball defense is some of the worst I've ever seen, and I've never seen it as much as I have now with him being on the Lakers. So. And then, oh god, to close out the quarter, this is honestly the play that made me make this video. Okay, so we got some action on the right wing. Nothing really going on there. And then this is the main thing right here. Of course, it's Melo in the pick and roll. Right? It's another slip. Like, that's KJ Martin, right? He didn't really set a screen, he slipped it. And Melo falls for it again. And they actually, I don't know if the plan was to trap KPJ or Melo just got caught in the slip and is trying to finesse it. But Westbrook actually makes a good defensive play here and he's able to knock the ball loose. And now KPJ gets it back and Melo's in scramble mode and he's guarding nobody, right? He's pointing to either KJ Martin. There's so many J's on this team. Either KJ Martin or Christian Wood in the corner, right? KPJ passes it to KJ Martin. Now AD is guarding 2 people. And who was Melo guarding? Absolutely nobody on the right wing. Absolutely no one. Absolutely fucking no one. What is he doing there? What is he doing there? What is the point of him going to the right wing? What? Like, realistically. And he tries to make up for it by getting a 3, but he misses. The Rockets scored 70 points in the first half this game after scoring 85 points the entire game the day prior. So one would think that after the Lakers defense being so bad in the first half, that defense would be a point of emphasis coming out in the second half. But on the very first defensive possession, Russell Westbrook gives up dribble penetration to Jayshawn Tate. And he gets a bucket on Westbrook. But look at DJ, right? Sengun is basically a non-factor from outside. You live with him standing out there. DJ's a rim protecting center. He's supposed to swat shots when the primary perimeter defender gets beat. And what does he do on this possession? He just watches Tate go up. He just watches it happen. DeAndre Jordan's defense is basically non-existent as of right now. I'm going to be the first to say it. Probably not the first to say it, but I'm going to say it as loud as I can possibly say it. And then here, look at this bullshit. Look at this bullshit. We don't even see it on camera because the Lakers just give up an inbound 2. And then look at the body language from everybody. Look at the body language. Bron doesn't even know what happened. I don't even know who Westbrook's guarding right now. I'm guessing AD rotated off of Sengun. So I don't know who got beat. Bron barely saw what just happened, and then after that he does the Bron look at everybody, and then the brushing of the jersey. When Bron brushes his jersey, it normally means it's his fault. So we got pick and roll action with Jalen Green, right? AD is the screen defender. Green gets dribble penetration. He gets Avery on his backside. But Bradley is able to really get back into the picture on the defensive end. He really is. So AD can just drop back and really guard Sengun here. But for some reason he hedges out. Maybe he doesn't realize that Avery is there. Or it was just scheme for somebody on the backside to rotate to him. But I don't know what happens. But Sengun has a wide open layup here. But Jalen Green still has to worry about his passing. And then Avery and AD are discussing it right now. AD and AB are discussing it. So I think that's just miscommunication, honestly. And that's the main storyline for the Lakers on the defensive end. That and effort level. Oh, God. And now we have... The Lakers were struggling so badly on defense that Vogel felt the need to go to a zone against the Rockets. He felt the need to go to a zone, which should not be the case. They should not have to go to a zone against the Rockets. They should be able to clamp them up in man, right? They should be able to clamp them up in man. But they're in a zone. They're in a 2-3 zone. Sengun gets to the soft spot of it, right? So now we got... we had AD in the center spot defending the zone, but for some reason Russell Westbrook thinks he needs to guard the soft spot, which I could understand if he wants to be the main guy on the perimeter, right? But then he pussies out. He pussies out, and Bron slides over, and he's not in great enough position to really provide a good contest. So I think all of this is really boiling down to miscommunication. Because look, as of right now, AD is the center guy. Bron's in this corner, Russ is in this corner. But when this pass is swung to Sengun, Russ feels the need to run out to it. Or actually, wait, no. Based off of his body language, it looks like he wants to run to KJ Martin in the corner, while Bron takes the big, which actually makes a lot of sense. Because Bron will stand a better chance at Sengun in the paint than Russ will. And Russ can defend the corner 3 if he has his head on his shoulder screwed on, right? But it looks like Bron's hitting the whip. But actually, it looks like Bron doesn't think that's the best thing to do. He's pointing, and he's not getting out to Sengun. So Russ thinks he has to go, and then Bron thinks Russ isn't there, and then they really just get in each other's way, and they get a wide open layup, and then Bron's like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. And then Vogel calls a timeout. Now, to be fair, after this point, the Lakers' defense got a lot better. 81 points scored at the 7-minute mark in the third. And then if we fast forward to the end of the third, there's a couple more plays in the third that I wanted to highlight, but I don't think I have to. If we fast forward to the end of the third, they're on 89. So they held them to 8 points after 7-10. So they held them to 8 points for 7 minutes. So credit to Vogel after that timeout, and the Lakers really getting right on the defensive end after that point. But we still have another quarter to talk about here. Okay, so we're starting this out with DeAndre Jordan slander. This is what I'm talking about with mobile bigs that can put the ball on the floor, and Sengun has that potential. I heard on draft night he was being compared to like a baby Jokic anyway. But this is just a simple fake handoff, right? Sengun's a mobile big, he can put the ball on the floor, and he can do this fake handoff. And DJ is very slow to recognize it, doesn't even get a contest, and Sengun throws it down. And, you know, Jokic kind of lives off of that. But yeah, that's just another highlight of defensive personnel, the Lakers with having two traditional centers. So we got screen action with Russ and DJ. Okay, so Russ gets taken out by the screen. Jordan's hedging pretty hard. So looks like LeBron's supposed to be the help guy. He's helping the helper. Right? Yeah, he goes all the way into the paint to stop Sengun. So DJ is going to take it to the baseline. Right? So now pretty much DJ is completely on Augustine. DJ has the advantage when Augustine is just standing still in the paint. So now we got to rotate out of this. LeBron is looking to rotate to, what's his name? Armani Brooks, I believe. He's looking to rotate to the corner. Reeves is doing the same thing, which is going to leave KPJ wide open for 3, right? Strike number 1. Strike number 2 was Melo again, right? It's Melo. Or honestly, it could be... No, yeah, it's Melo. Strike number 1 on Melo. He's not even really looking at the ball. He doesn't really know what's going on down there. He's not looking at the ball or at his man. And if he was looking at the man or just at the court in general and just having defensive awareness, he'd recognize that KPJ is currently wide open at the wing and that he's guarding Jayshawn Tate. Now ask yourself, who's the better three-point shooter between KPJ and Jayshawn Tate? The answer is KPJ. And he's wide open. And Melo... Melo, bro, I love you, but this is... Okay, let's just... And Melo's not even going to realize it. Augustine makes the right pass. And he still has time to really rotate out there and get a late contest. Does he do it? No. Oh, and then KPJ actually fakes the 3. Gets dribble penetration. Austin helps and leaves Armani Brooks wide open for 3. But, yeah. Okay, we got more pick and roll defense. And Melo is going to be in the action. So we got KJ Martin saying the screen, right? And actually, I think he actually sets the screen. So they trap it. Melo and AB trap it, leaving Martin to roll, right? Jalen Green kicks it to Martin. Kent Bazemore is going to stunt and recover, because they're not really worried about a mid-range from KJ Martin. He doesn't really have that in his game right now. So he's going to stunt and recover, which is the right move from Kent Bazemore, right? But DeAndre Jordan doesn't recognize that. You know, I don't know why he thinks he has to rotate. He is in perfect position to defend KJ Martin, so I don't know why he thinks he needs to be in full sprint. I think LeBron is trying to cut out this pass, actually. So he goes for it, but it's a fake pass from KJ Martin. What the fuck? It's a fake pass from KJ Martin, and then look at Bron. Look at Bron and DeAndre Jordan. Like, they're both out of position. from that one fake pass. Let me just go back to it. Yeet! DeAndre Jordan might have to be out of the rotation once Dwight Howard gets back. And they don't need a backup center. AD, you're going to have to play more center. Honestly, you're going to have to do it because DeAndre Jordan is washed on the defensive end at this point. So KPJ brings it down, right? The Lakers are matched up. AD is matched up on Wood. Russ is matched up on Tate. Lakers are still matched up, right? Kent's going to get beat on this pick and roll? No, he recovers. Actually, no. I mean, he doesn't really recover because KPJ does a nice step back. It draws out AD and Kent. But for some reason, they both go to KPJ. Which is not going to do anything at all. Besides leave LeBron in a horrible position to guard Kenyon Martin Jr. down low. And Christian Wood, who's a great stretch big, wide open at the left wing. And it's not going to be the prettiest shot, but once I saw this in live action, I was glad it went in because the Lakers deserved that three to be hit on them. And it's like when you make mistakes like that, you leave the door open for anything to happen late in the game, especially when the other team has not elite shot creators, but shot creators that have the potential of being elite in KPJ and Jalen Green, of course. So like I said, the Lakers played a horrible game, but at the end of the day, they're still up 7. And if they corrected 3 or 4 of those easily corrected mistakes, they could easily be up double digits right now. But they're not. And with 46 seconds left to go, that leaves the door open for this team, right? Jalen Green gets a wide open catch and shoot 3 out of an inbound, which should not happen this late in the game. The Lakers are up 7. The only way the Rockets are coming back at this point is off of threes, but somehow Jalen Green gets a wide open 3 off the inbound, and he wets it. Look at the personnel that the Lakers have right now. Very versatile. Everybody should be switching. Every single person should be switching. AD as a center, yes, but he's one of the best bigs at defending on the perimeter, him and Giannis. So everybody needs to be switching here. Every single person. But does that happen? AD does a really good job, not AD, AB does a good job of fighting through that screen. But Kent Bazemore can't really fight through this screen right here. AD needs to be out here. He has to be out here to prevent that 3, but he's not. The only way the Rockets were going to come back into this game were off of 3s, and the Lakers give up an easy one right there that easily could have been prevented. And like I said, it's the 4th quarter. Teams with great shot creators, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. So AD actually switches here. And this is just a tough shot from Jalen Green. Things that can happen. You leave the door open for those things when you make so many mistakes on the defensive end. The Lakers played a horrible game all game, and they left the door open to really lose this game. Honestly, they should have lost this game. And they very well could have lost this game because KPJ is another good young shot creator that the Rockets have. He takes a 3. He gets a really good look, actually, for it being late game, and it hits the back of the rim. It hits the back of the rim. That very well could have gone in. And the Rockets very well could have won that game. So the main takeaways here for the Lakers on the defensive end, their age really showed. The lack of effort, particularly from their older guys, and a lot of miscommunication on that defensive end. The miscommunication can easily be corrected with this team, which is really just a new team, honestly. There's not a lot of carryover from last season. There's like 8 or 9 new pieces that are in the rotation. So the miscommunication can be easily addressed with more time spent with one another. But the things that are scaring me is the age is really showing itself on the defensive end and the lack of effort. Now, the effort is obviously going to tick up the later we get into the season, especially in the postseason. But these early regular season games still matter because the Lakers are going to be fighting for playoff positioning out west, which is really top heavy. Not top heavy. It's tough through 1 through 8. Any of those teams in the 1 through 8 can end up anywhere in the 1 through 8, honestly. And the Lakers really need to recognize that.